Solve the equation x to the power 4 plus 3x cubed plus 2x squared equals 0. Okay, so I've got a polynomial over here, a nice, very simple algebraic expression, and it's being set equal to 0. Okay, so a great plan is to factor. Okay. Now this isn't something as simple as a linear term or a quadratic. Okay, so we might start looking for some things that these terms here all have in common. You know what? They all have powers of x. In fact, they all have at least 2 factors of x. You know, x to the power 4 is x times x times x times x. There's 4 x's there. 3x cubed, there's 3 factors of x in there. So what we could first do is factor out an x squared. Okay, we'll do it super slow. You just subtract the 2 that you're taking out. Okay, if you want to do this really slow. So that's all we're doing, just factoring out the x squared. Now 4 minus 2, well that's just 2. So we get an x squared there. 3 minus 2 is 1. We don't really write x to the 1, we just write x. And 2 minus 2 is going to be 0. But x to the power 0 is 1, so we'll just leave it as a constant. Okay, so now I've got x squared, that's a nice factor. And then this quadratic here. But I'm a little more comfortable factoring a quadratic. Okay, what would I need? I would need 2 numbers that multiply to 2 and add to positive 3. And we could investigate. We could do a little side calculation. It doesn't take too long to find x plus 1 times x plus 2. So we have broken our quadratic into these 2 factors. Okay. So now that we've managed to factor the left-hand side here, what do we do with this knowledge? Okay, well, one of these factors needs to be equal to 0 if the product is equal to 0. So that gives us a bunch of smaller equations. Okay, x squared being equal to 0, well, that really only happens when x is 0. Okay, the second equation we can rearrange and say, well, that's only going to be 0 when x is negative 1. And similarly, we get a solution of x is negative 2 from the x plus 2 factor. So, solve the equation. Well, this will be true for values of x that are 0, negative 1, or negative 2. 3 solutions there.